The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of our Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video. Before we get started, before I just start basically doing any type of makeup, before we even get into the introduction, I'm just letting you know now that if you are a Wish apologist, you might not like this video, okay? I am done suppressing my opinions on certain media simply to, not offend anybody. And when I say offend anybody, it's just people simply getting upset with you because you don't like the same thing as them. Listen, there's a lot of movies and shows that I like that a lot of other people don't like. There are shows that y'all like that I don't like. There are things that my friends enjoy that I don't like. There are things that I like that they don't enjoy. We're human. It's normal. People are allowed to have different opinions on you. I understand that the fans of this movie get super duper overprotective of it because they felt like people were being extremely harsh on it. So I'm just letting you know now, if you're simply going to be getting mad at me for not liking this movie, this video is not for you. All right, let's continue. Hey y'all, it's Ariana back with another video. Hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Ariana and welcome back to The Pirate Ship, also known as Harry's Pirate Ship. I am the captain, you are not my first mate, and I've got the first mate because you want to know why? Bring your ear closer to the speaker so you can hear me clearly. No one's ready to be at the first mate, but hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Ariana and I like to make content based on nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Today we are going to be doing our makeup because for some reason y'all be wanting me to do more makeup tutorials like I used to, and they don't be good tutorials, so like don't follow them. But also at the same time, I did enjoy doing them, and I am trying to get back in love with YouTube, and I have so much fun doing it like that. But since I'm getting back into doing YouTube the way I used to, I'm gonna go back to doing my videos the way I used to, where I would get on here and talk about my day and what's going on with me before I get into the subject matter. I don't know. I'm just done trying to be like every other commentary YouTuber, every other video essayist out here. I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna be me for a while. I'm just gonna be Ariana, and that's what y'all come for. Like, y'all come for the commentary. Y'all come for me just doing whatever, but then y'all also just come for me and just like who I am and what I do and all of that. So let's go ahead and get started. It is about noon, so we got up pretty early today. And this is early for me because I am a college student, for those of you guys who don't know. But we are going to be doing makeup. I don't know what type of look we're doing today. I took my sister's Carly Bible palette, because I remember I actually bought this for her like years ago, long time ago, like when the Beauty Guru era was like super duper big on YouTube. So we're gonna be doing something with this, and since it's Disney, we're gonna be doing something with this Disney palette. Look at Tiana, isn't she the baddest bitch? But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So what is the first thing that we are going to be discussing? First, we're gonna take these glasses off because we need to wash our face. All I did today was shower and brush my teeth and have breakfast. So first thing we're gonna do is wash our face. We're going to take, since like we're on camera and my face has been feeling a bit dry, because those of you guys who don't know, I have eczema. We're going to be taking the CeraVe facial cleanser, the hydrating one for normal to dry skin. I have combination skin, so today we're going to talk about that. We're going to be using that. Ooh, that squirted all the way over there. And with this one, I can just put it on my face while it's dry and rinse it with warm water. But the first thing we're going to talk about, for those of you guys who don't know, I have a blog on my website called The Black Natalie Stenker. I try to upload it at least once a month. I've been doing better about uploading it twice a month, but on The Black Natalie Stenker, it's just basically just my thoughts and opinions about media and on the world. I love blogs. I love blogging. I'm thinking about making a blog post talking about my favorite blogs. But recently I just talked about like how some of what I spoke to y'all about earlier, about how I just kind of want to go back to just being me and like not trying to be something else. I just want to go back to being just Ariana, just doing things how I do them, like running like the way I want to, and yeah, just going back to not really caring about like anyone's opinions about my brand or me and all of that, because I noticed I was just the most happiest with that. You'll read about it more on the blog post, but I was just talking about how I did some experimenting this year, and I noticed the videos I enjoyed making the most and the videos that got like the most viewership were the ones that were most similar to the videos I used to make years ago. So I was like, I just want to go back to doing that. But moving forward from that, next, this is something that I feel like a lot of people are unaware of because I just acknowledged it on my community tab, but I didn't necessarily really bring it up much in my video. So we're going to discuss it, but we're going to rinse this first. Okay, next would have to be Descendants talk. Now, a lot of y'all found me because y'all know I was obsessed with Descendants. Like, even before my YouTube channel blew up, when I was in high school, I was talking about how much I love me some Descendants. Like, Descendants is one of my favorite things in the entire world. Everybody know that. Do I think it's perfect? Do I think it's good? Absolutely fucking not, but I still love that. Okay? Now, for those of you guys who are unaware, I had already said that I am not going to be making a video about the rise of Red, at least not anytime soon. And people just wanted to know like my thoughts and opinions about why I chose to do that. It doesn't really have much of anything to do with like Cameron Boyce, because I know a lot of people were talking about how they just don't feel comfortable watching the Descendants movie because how he's not in it and how the franchise is still going after he had passed away. That's not necessarily my reason for why I haven't watched it. But I understand people have a valid reason for not wanting to watch this film. I also haven't really been hearing good things about the movie either. But for those of you guys who are unfamiliar, if you notice that every single video that I upload this year on this channel has been, you see something in the beginning that says for Tashana. Tashana was a very close friend of mine. If you guys go on my website, literally, she did that photography, the one that's like me and my pirate pictures with like the blue braids, the one where I'm basically dressed up as CJ Hook. She was a very close friend of mine. She was also kind of like a bit of a business partner too, just as well, because she did so much for my brand. She ended up passing away in November of 2023. So that's part of the reason why I haven't really been like too happy lately, because it's getting close to that time of year. And she died a few weeks before my birthday. So yeah, okay, before we move on with that, the last thing we're doing is this face serum. It hydrates the skin. It's by Diabla. Mind you, I was enjoying fabric, like looking for some craft stuff like for cosplay, and the person at the counter, I was complimenting them on their makeup, and they were like, oh, you want to know the spray that I be using to help? And they like gave it to me. So that was so cool. But okay, as we wait for that to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and take my hair out of this. One of the things that me and her were able to become close friends over, and I even talked about it on my blog, y'all should really read the blog by the way, that we bonded over was that we both were big fans of Descendants. Like, Tashana was basically a Disney adult just as well. And I loved her. I love her with all my heart. Everyone knows that. But any like thing I really see about Descendants now reminds me so much of her, and it just kind of makes me sad. And because of that, I just haven't really been up for watching the new film. Especially because I know she probably would have loved it. It's just not been it. So I just can't bring myself to watch the movie. Please be respectful, y'all. I already told y'all that I just can't bring myself to watch it. So please don't pester me about like making a video about this film. Like, I'm just not really up for it. I do plan to do some cosplays from it, but I just can't really bring myself to watch the movie. Now, she's cute like this, right? Yeah, she's done. She's camera ready already. But guess what? I want to be extra today and do some makeup. So yeah, now that I went ahead and got all of the ground rules out of the way, let's actually talk about why the fuck y'all clicked on this video. Y'all clicked on this video is because y'all want to know my thoughts and opinions about Wish and what it did that pissed me off. Now, Wish is a movie I honestly been avoiding, especially because when it came out, it was around the time that Disney had paid that country like lots of money to hurt Palestine. So a lot of people really was just not fucking with Disney at the time when the movie came out. So that's the reason why a lot of people didn't care to watch this film. But when people actually did watch it, because they finally put it on Disney Plus for people to stream, a lot of people just still didn't like the movie. And while a lot of people can argue that some people were super harsh on it, a lot of the criticisms were actually pretty valid. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you guys about like what I did like about the movie first before I get into the thing that this movie did that really pissed me off and why I just personally don't care for this film after that. Do I think the movie was good? No. But do I think the movie was bad? No. Like, I just don't feel anything for this movie with the exception of the one factor that pissed me off, and that's it. So I want to talk about what I liked about with it first, because there's some good to this movie. I'll go ahead and say that. I think Asha's design is so pretty. Asha has a really, really pretty design. I wasn't really a fan of the way they wrote her in this movie, because it just felt like this entire movie she was just making decisions for other people. And I get it, that was the point of Asha's character. She wanted to help people, but like that just was her entire personality trait. She just wanted to help other people. And it's just like, Asha, I feel like we don't know you besides you wanting to do this. And then her wanting to help other people like just led to so much reckless behavior. Like, Disney movies, the princess movies especially, usually be about the main heroine making bad decisions. As much as I love Princess Tiana, she did make a bad decision in that movie. Megara was making bad decisions. Like, it's normal, we're human, we make bad choices. But with Asha, it was just bad choice after bad choice after bad choice. Like, oh girl, we need to get it together. We need to get it together. But it was just Asha was like so reckless in the movie, and I was just like getting really frustrated with it, because it's like they kept trying to find new thing after new thing after new thing, and I was just like, oh girl. But overall, I like Asha. I don't dislike her. It's just like some of the writing was a bit like kind of frustrating with her. Like I said, I really like her design. There was potential for her character to, like, you know, be a bit better than what they had put out. I just feel like there was just so many changes that went on with this movie, because I was just like, why I feel like the Asha we're seeing now wasn't the Asha that originally was there. My favorite aspect of this movie was the star. I love him. I love the star. He was so cute. Like, he was the cutest thing ever. I just wanted to put him in my pocket. Like, he was the cutest thing ever. The star literally was the scene stealer. Every time that star was on the screen, I was just so happy. I loved him. But that's pretty much it. I like the art. I like some of the songs too. Like the song that Magnifico and Asha sang together, I really like that one. That was the only one I can say I really like that. But yeah, I really did like a lot of the Easter eggs. A lot of people didn't like that, but I did like the like Easter eggs that like made references to past Disney movies. But yeah, now that we got the good out of the way, because I don't want to sit here and act like there wasn't any good about this film. Also, Asha's braids, 10 out of 10. Loved it. Now, what about this movie genuinely pissed me off? As you can see in the title of this video, I don't think Wish did a good job when it came to the subject of abuse. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? Because they did a good job up until one particular point in the movie, and that had to do with Magnifico's character. Because as we see, Magnifico is this man that basically takes advantage of his power. The word tyranny, that's what it was. He did a lot of tyranny because he was sitting here and saying that he couldn't grant everyone's wishes because some people's wishes were too dangerous to grant when they really weren't. He was just being a selfish prick. He was just a bitch. Like, that's literally all that really was to his character. He was a bitch, and he also brutalized his wife. Now, that is something that really surprised me what this movie did, because usually when it comes to family entertainment, they usually kind of don't go all the way there when it comes to like showing, like, I can't say the word because this video's gotta get demonetized, so I'm gonna have to keep going in and censoring it, with like men in these works. So I was surprised to see that they went there with this movie. And at first, it was very subtle. You can see that Amaya was a bit afraid of her husband. But the more the movie went on, we started to see he became a lot more mean towards her. And this is the moment when I realized like what the movie was doing. And they were just showing us how bad of a person that he was, because he pulled out a weapon on Amaya. And when I saw that, it made me angry, but like for a good reason. Because I was like, okay, Disney, we're going here? All right. It reminded me a lot of how Disney portrayed Frollo to be such a terrible person, and it was done well, because in the movie was constantly showing us how much of a horrible human being Frollo was. And I'd say that he honestly reminded me of Frollo in this film because of the things that he was doing to not just Amaya, who was his wife, but also what he ends up doing to Asha later, because after he pulls out a weapon on Amaya, we later do see that he hits her. We end up seeing that he hits her, and it was hard to watch because as somebody who has been beat up on before, it was not great. But seeing that he ended up hitting Amaya, but he also ended up throwing Asha around numerous times. Like, it was actually like heart-wrenching to see that he was just beating up on her like that. But after that, when everyone sees what he had did to his wife and what he had done to Asha, and he also was just taking advantage of all of the townspeople too, just as well. Everyone was basically being affected by Magnifico's abuse. They all teamed up together to take him down. And he basically got in the end. That aspect of the film that handles the subject of abuse was done well. And if it just stopped right there, we would have been good. But there is something else that happened in this movie that genuinely upset me, to where it felt like everything they did with Magnifico was done for no reason, because they ended up fucking it up right here. So as you all know, if you guys haven't seen Wish, Asha has 7 friends. First of all, I think she had too many friends. Let's go ahead and get this out the way. Let me go ahead and rant. I know this shit was supposed to be homage to the 7 dwarves, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you why it was a problem. Because Asha had 7 friends, she probably only like associated with like one of them all the fucking time. And guess which one that was? That one was Dahlia. Dahlia was the only one that was really like fucking with Asha like that. The rest of them were just kind of there, especially the one that was mean to her all the time. But he ended up redeeming himself because he didn't snitch on Asha. So Asha ended up telling the secret about what she had done with everyone's wishes to her 7 dwarf friends. Like, they're supposed to represent the 7 dwarves. That's what I just kept calling in the movie. But the 7 of her friends, she told this secret to 7 of them. And I was like, first of all, you really should have only told that secret to Dahlia. But okay, she told all 7 of them, and guess what? One of them ratted her out to Magnifico. The one who ratted her out was the snitch. That's what I called him the whole movie, because I just personally didn't care to learn his name, because his behavior just was really like pissing me off. But he ended up snitching on Asha, and guess who was the first person that he snitched on right after he snitched on Asha? Dahlia. So I'm just like, okay, like, this just proved that she only should have told Dahlia. After the snitch had ratted them out, he basically becomes just as bad as Magnifico to a certain extent. And I'd say to a certain extent is because the main reason he ended up ratting out all his friends is because he wanted to have that some kind of power. Because really the only person in this village that they lived in had power was Magnifico. Amaya had no power. Amaya's his wife's name, by the way. Amaya really was like helpless, and she really couldn't do anything because we saw how scared she was of her husband. But it's just like the more that this went on, we see that he is just being very awful towards the town people, and he was willing to put everybody in danger simply so he could have power. And there is a scene where he goes and he chases Asha through the woods disguised as Magnifico. And people are trying to act as if his actions weren't so bad because he wasn't actually himself. He was in disguise as Magnifico. Baby, that's the reason that y'all let Robbie Shapiro get away with all the things he did when he would use his puppet, Rex, to say nasty things. What part of Robbie was saying all that don't y'all understand? But anyways, he just was over here, like, losing it. And it's so weird because y'all know how we're just kind of tired of Disney doing that twist villain thing. This was the twist villain. He is portrayed to be all quiet and sweet, but then he ends up becoming one of the big bads towards the end of the movie. And it was also kind of a late reveal, and I honestly think it was a bit rushed, but yeah. So after this scene, we might not even finish this makeup look by the time this video is done. Oops. So after Magnifico is defeated, he basically no longer has the power to basically hurt anybody anymore. And here's the thing. There was no kind of repercussions for anything that he had done. Because while Magnifico had all the people in that village, he did too, to a certain extent, just as well, because he was the one helping him do all of this. I'm like, did y'all forget what he did to Asha in the woods? Like, literally was over here following this girl, chasing her, harassing her, and if those animals didn't stop and jump in to help Asha, who knows what he would have done to her. Like, he was this close to unaliving Asha, y'all. Can we actually sit here and discuss it? Y'all, we might not finish the makeup look, my bad. This always happens when I do makeup videos. I be thinking that I'm gonna get it done quick and I'm not. While everybody is just really upset with him, he ends up coming back to the group and he apologizes for his actions. Now, my issue with this is that if it was just him accidentally saying somebody's business, okay, I can see how that is something that could have been easily forgiven. I get it. We slip up. We make small little mistakes like that. Now, this is something that I think, because somebody had said they think he should have been arrested. They think he should have went to jail. I was like, okay, I see why y'all said that now. They just easily forgave him. Was he, first of all, had everybody in danger. And everyone just easily forgave him. Now, we can sit here and talk about how the friend group had easily forgiven him. Like, the 8 of them, including Asha, not the 8, it's 7 of them, excluding him. We can sit here and talk about how we understand why his friends easily forgave him, even though he literally hurt all of them really, really bad. We can sit here and talk about how they forgave him because they know him, they're close with him. But what really bothered me is that everybody else in the town forgave him too for his actions. And I was just like, absolutely not. Because I was like, how are we gonna sit here and take down the big bag of Magnifico, but when it comes to the person that helped him hurt every single last person, nobody wants to act like he can do anything wrong. And I don't like how this movie kind of babied this character too just as well. And I was like, if he was capable of doing that, then he's capable of having some type of, like, you know, consequences. And I'm not saying that they should have thrown him in jail or anything like that. I'm just like, y'all were just way too easily forgiving of him. The last, like, 5 minutes of this movie pissed me off so bad. But they just simply put him back and then that's it. The movie just doesn't acknowledge what he had done after that moment. And I was just sitting here like mad. It was really hard for me to be happy for everybody at the end of this film because I just think this one aspect of it was just done so poorly when it was done very well before. It was one of the things this movie had done the best. And mind you, most of the men in this film were trash. I don't like Asha's granddad because I don't like how he just snapped on her about the wish situation. Like, after the situation where Asha had told him that he couldn't get his wish granted, he snapped on her and she went to go steal it for him because he was mad at her. Her rude ass friend, the real short one, he was such a bitch. But he had Asha back in the end because he didn't rat her out. And then old dude, Magnifico was trash. Old dude that snitched on all of them and ratted everybody out. I was just tired. I was just like, no, absolutely not. If they didn't forgive old dude in the end, I probably would have ranked this film a lot higher, but they just wasn't, it just wasn't it for me. It just was not hitting whatsoever. Like, this is not something I can see myself rewatching because that aspect of it just pissed me off. I can see myself re-listening to that one little song on the soundtrack that I really enjoyed, but Wish was a hard no for me, especially as somebody who has been before. I just get mad when I think about how this movie handled the subject. Is because Disney has handled abuse pretty well in the past with numerous other films that they had done. But here in Wish, the 100th film on top of that, it just fumbled it so hard. And the reason it pisses me off how it fumbled so hard because it was done within like the last fifth of the movie. So I was just like, okay, that's what we're doing. I don't recommend this movie. I don't. And honestly, I don't know if you guys remember when I was talking about the Disney Twisted Tales books. I think Wish could benefit from a Twisted Tales book because the potential was there, but it just was not hitting for me. I was bored for most of it until the star popped up. He stole the show, and then that thing happened, and I was just tired. But we're gonna go ahead and end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. My makeup not doing, so my bad. Yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Hope you enjoy, and yeah, make sure you check out my blog and all of that good stuff down below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, night, whatever time that you chose to watch this video. I'm just thankful that you're watching with the ads on. All right, thank you. Goodbye.